Hello everybody, welcome to Sin City Living. This is Jason bringing you today's video. Thank you very much. This one is emailed to us from a couple of our viewers. Really appreciate that, guys. This week is the first week in a while that I've gotten any videos, or any emails. I think we got one email in the last month and a half, and this week I got 4 or 5 emails. So thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. I love shooting the videos for you guys that you guys request, that you're asking for. So this one is going to actually be 2 emails because the answers for both are very short. So we're including 2 emails in this one. The first part deals with chip placement and player placement. The second part deals with table hold percentage and it having increased. So the first bit, player positioning. This one definitely throws people off, throws a lot of players off. They're always wondering where their bets are so that they can tell what they have and do not have. So it's pretty basic. So if I'm on this side of the table, then the stick person's over there. So the first player is right there, and the last player, player number 8, is standing approximately right here to me. So it comes around this way, then there's that turn of the table right here, and then the player standing right there. So I'm going to put out some chips to kind of show you where the player's bets may be. Okay. That spot right there is called the hook, where it turns, right? And the right dead center of that turn is where the chip rails are. There's a split right in the corner between two chip rails. On that end, it's called the bottom hook. On this end, it's called the top hook. And that is where the turn is, where that little line in the middle is separating two player spots that goes straight into that corner. That is where the turn happens, where the split happens. It's 4 and 4, which is why it gets a little cramped over on this side. You have a much smaller area with 4 players versus over there with 4 players. So it's 4 and 4. So where that turn is right here on the number. So you've got 4 and 4. Now if the table is coming this way, that means the bets are coming this way. This is the person standing right next to the stick. This is the person standing right next to the dealer. On the other side of the table, it reverses. So this would be next to the stick and this would be next to the dealer. But on this side of the table, since the table's curving this way, the bets are curving this way. So that player, that player, that player, and that player, the one at the bottom of the hook, the one right before the turn, right above the turn, the 2 players that are down the middle, and the player closest to the dealer. Fairly simple layout. Same thing on the hardways. Next to the dealer. This right here would be the middle of the table. And like a lot of tables, it doesn't quite fully hold 8 players. Some do, some don't. So we have to get creative when we have 8 players. It happens pretty rarely. Where I work, it only holds 6 and we have to get creative. But it's a little bit wider so we can put a few in the middle. So the middle of the hardways box is the center of the table. So the stick person would be right there because you have to have both sides of the table. So from the middle, it just goes around. Right? This would be showing 6 people. This would be bottom of the hook, top of the hook, next to the stick person, next to the base dealer, and then people that are somewhere in the middles. If we happen to have 8, then they have to be creative. I don't know how they would do it. It would depend on the house. So that curve of the table and where the 2 dealers stand is what's most utilized as far as player position goes. Now for the second question, hold percentage. That's an interesting question. Now the email that was sent to us, they sent us the link, and guys, we almost never follow links. We just really don't have time, especially if it's a strategy, by the way. If you link us to somebody's strategy, we would never follow the link. One, we don't have time, and 2, we're pretty uninterested in those strategies that have links to them. Because we prefer strategies that we see on the tables that people play, that we see often, very often. So But the question is still a very, very valid one, and it's a link from I believe UNLV, because UNLV has an entire department devoted to casinos, which makes a whole lot of sense. And it's one of the few places in the United States where you could get a degree in casino management. Plus, they actually have all the games. They actually teach the games, stuff like that. So, and it was talking about how over the last few years, the hold percentage has gone up by about 4%. So what's the hold percentage? Well, the hold percentage is how much the table holds in profit. So if they have a total of $100 worth of buy-in, right? People have thrown in, say, 520s, right? $100 worth of buy-in, on average, at the end of the night, how much of that has the table held on to that is still profit? Okay? And it's gone up by about 4%. So it's gone up by about $5 out of that $100. Which, by the way, guys, oftentimes there's a lot of times, especially at smaller casinos and break-in casinos, where the table games do not make a profit, because when you add in when you factor in just the labor of the dealers, especially on craps, but just the labor of the dealers, plus then any floormen, boxmen, the rest of the employees, porters, such like that, not even counting utilities, taxes, all that stuff. The table games definitely struggle to make a profit. They're not the primary moneymaker within the casinos, but that's beside the point. So why do we think, because I've talked to the other two as well, and some of my coworkers, why do we think that the hold percentage has gone up? Two reasons, I think. Two primary reasons. Number one, the rise of the side bet. Despite all those people that, by the way, guys, I love the all tall, all small, make 'em all side bet. I really enjoy that side bet. But despite what so many people think, those side bets, you have all this apocryphal stories of how much people have won and how these great shooters are always able to win off the side bets. Yeah, I know. It's great stories. And yet, for some odd reason, the tables seem to be holding more. The rise of the side bet. The side bets have terrible percentages for the players. They're absolutely horrible. And they kind of need to be, guys. Those side bets really slow the game down. They really slow the game down. You get a lot less rolls because of the side bets, depending on the side bet, but as far as how much it slows you down. But yes, they have terrible house edges for the players. But again, they need to. They need to, because they're losing a lot of money in rolls. So rise of the side bet. Number two, second reason why I think that hold percentage has really gone up is the volume of people that we've had since the end of the pandemic. As Vegas is coming back, has come back from the pandemic, we've had a lot more new or very rookie players. I mean, you know, Vegas is doing pre-pandemic numbers, beating their pre-pandemic numbers, despite the fact that the international travel is still way down. And what that means is that the local within the United States travelers coming to Las Vegas is way up, way more than it was pre-pandemic, right? So within the same population base, we are getting a significantly larger number of people coming than we had in the years prior. Right? Those people didn't magically learn how to play the games. So we're getting a lot of weaker players and a lot more really weak strategies. I can tell you that every hour of every day, I have people whose strategies are based around hot bets. Every hour of every shift that I play, we have multiple players whose strategies are based around hot bets. Players that might have a pass line bet if they're not shooting will definitely have a minimum pass line bet if they are shooting, and all the rest of their bets are horn bets, three-way crap bets, three-way sixes, three-way eights, two-way nines, three-way sevens, is all based around hops. All based around hops. They don't understand that they should be playing roulette where the percentage is about the same, but yet the payout is way higher. And the other side of that, with all these newer players and all these players with much less table knowledge, is that we see a much higher percentage of players that are that don't understand how to make money on the game. I see hour-long rolls and nobody colors up afterwards because they didn't make enough money. And typically they're players that have no interest in making money. I mean, they honestly don't. They will not listen to the dealers. They think that the dealers are trying to take their money or something along those lines, not understanding the fact that the dealers want the players to win. So, before we catch an hour-long roll and on a $10 minimum bet table, we're going to have some players that bought in for a couple $100 that are going to color up $5, $6, $7 to $10,000 or more. Some of the people I work with will color up $30, $40, $50,000 if they started out with $100 on an hour-long or longer roll. Now, if we catch an hour roll, I might have maybe one or two players that color up over $1,000. At most three players. So the color up over 1,000. It could be 2,000, it could be 3,000. So we've got the rise of the side bet, the increase in number of players that are coming to Vegas that don't understand the game very well, and the house is losing less on the longer rolls. They're taking less of a hit on the long rolls, and of course they make their money on the short rolls. So those are the reasons that we think that the hold percentage has gone up so much. So I hope you guys find this interesting. Thank you very much for sending us the emails. We appreciate it. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. And as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the two of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on t-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.